As requested by Movie Club member Donald Z over on my Patreon, here's my review of Neil Blomkamp's Demonic. Carly Pope plays Carly, a young woman who's had a complicated relationship with her mother, Angela. You see, years ago, Angela was sentenced to life in prison after setting a nursing home on fire. Mother of the Year, she was not. Now in a coma and undergoing treatment at a shady clinic, Carly is encouraged to visit Angela for the first time in years via a simulation, tapping directly into her subconscious. But Angela and Carly aren't alone in there. Writer and director Neil Blomkamp came out the gate blazing back in 2009. His feature film debut, District 9, was a huge success, both critically and commercially. The film was nominated for Best Picture at the 2010 Academy Awards, and Blomkamp was nominated for Best Adapted Screenplay. Blomkamp followed up District 9 with the big-budget sci-fi actioner Elysium, and the lesser big-budget sci-fi action film Chappie. For a short time, it looked like Blomkamp was poised to direct a direct sequel to Aliens, but it never materialized. The setup for Blomkamp's latest film, Demonic, is pretty interesting, although a little derivative of The Cell, but still. And the first half of the film ain't bad at all. Blomkamp is able to create a lot of atmosphere and an engaging mystery. Carly Pope delivers a solid performance as Carly, a troubled young woman who's tormented by the crimes of her mother, crimes that impacted her life to the point she had to legally change her name. And because of this, Carly has some deep-seated animosity. As a matter of fact, she only agrees to this simulated reunion so she can tell Angela just how much she hates her. However, Carly discovers that her mother may have been under the influence on that awful night. And I don't mean under the influence of drugs or alcohol. I mean a demonic influence. Carly inadvertently stirs up the entity within Angela, and it takes a shine to Carly. Soon she's plagued by horrific nightmares and visions of the entity claiming her as its next vessel. Up to this point, I was jobbing with Demonic. Granted, it wasn't the most original premise, but the execution, the somber atmosphere, and the performances were all on point. However, around the halfway mark, Demonic shifts into something else. From quiet, introspective, emotionally driven horror sci-fi mashup to a movie with Black Ops-style demon-fighting priests, decked out in body armor and packing assault rifles, Carly is now engaged in a game of hide-and-seek with a guy in a big demon bird costume, her only defense being an enchanted blade from the Vatican. The atmosphere, suspense, and mystery Blomkamp established in the first half swiftly dissipates, replaced by a Final Girl-style chase around a dark labyrinth. But the greatest sin the movie commits is completely dropping the ball when it comes to the emotional payoff between Carly and Angela. There's a sequence in which Carly visits her mother one final time via the simulation, and after all the years of separation and resentment, she only has a few moments to make peace. And likewise with Angela, who's not only had to deal with a pyromaniac demon bird living within her for all these years, but also the knowledge that her only daughter hates her guts. This is the moment where the two lament all the time that they've lost and the lives they both were robbed of by the demon bird. And it feels totally flat. There's no emotional impact whatsoever. All the performances in the film are solid. I could feel Carly's dread toward coming face to face with her mother, even if it's via a simulation, yet her desire to finally unleash all the years of anger bottled up inside. In that same sequence, I could feel Angela's hopelessness as she gazes out of a window in the crumbling ruins of her memories. She's not the monster I'd envisioned, but a sad, lonely woman waiting to die. How did a movie with such initial promise turn into something so underwhelming? Maybe it was due to budgetary restrictions, or maybe Blomkamp just couldn't springboard off of the interesting setup and the strong first half, resorting to derivative tropes and silly storytelling in order to close the film out instead. I also didn't care much for the look of the demon. It just looked like a guy in a big bird costume. A big, evil bird costume. After a strong start, Demonic is ultimately a letdown. There's a compelling, emotionally heavy, and frightening film somewhere trapped inside this big evil bird of a movie. Shout out to Movie Club member Donald Z for requesting that I review Demonic. Thank you for your review request, and thank you for being a patron. I appreciate your support. If there's a movie you'd like for me to review, follow the link in the description or head over to patreon.com/pizowell and join the movie club today. Patrons also get early access to videos, can join me for monthly live streams, get cameo-style shout-out vids from Jeremy and I, and much more. Let me know your thoughts on Demonic down in the comments section below. If you like this video, please leave it a thumbs up and share it on social media. If you're not following me on social media, those links are in the description. As always, thanks so much for watching. I really appreciate it. Take care, and until next time, peace. Thank you to all my patrons and channel members. I appreciate your generosity and support of my channel. Become a patron today and have a say in what content appears on my channel. Join me for monthly live streams and much more. Become a channel member today and get access to exclusive badges and emotes to use when I stream. Both those links are in the description. Say hello to the internet, Jeremy.
Hello to the internet.